YSK. Your phone could trigger a 911 call automatically. If police call you back, you should answer. Why YSK? Because it can be a terrible waste of resources if you do not answer your phone and tell them if there is a crash or not. I am retired from law enforcement. I listen to the scanner as a hobby daily. Newer cell phones can trigger a crash message to 911. Even if you did not crash, 911 will call back. If you ignore the call, they assume that you are injured and they send a response that usually includes 2 fire trucks, 2 police cars and an ambulance. If police call you back and you answer, you can tell them everything is okay. And these resources can be released to go help someone else. If you do not answer the call, they all respond to the area that the phone call was sent from and search for a non-existent crash. This is a terrible waste of resources that could be helping someone else. Every day I hear a few calls where the crash message was sent and resources were sent, and there is no crash. Calls to the phone went unanswered. Happened to me while trying to turn off my phone half asleep. Got a call back in less than a min and said sorry, called by mistake. 911. Okay. Goodbye. Was a little nervous to answer but didn't want some cop showing up while I was trying to sleep. This happened me cycling whilst holding the phone against the handlebar. It counts down from 10 with a siren on Samsung phones before calling. When my daughter was younger, she triggered the SOS and I wasn't able to stop it before it called 911. But I was able to grab it and end the call. 911 promptly called back and I answered. The person on the other line was super understanding but said when it happens next time just stay on the line and let them know it was a mistake. I thought it was a helpful little tip. Cool. How do we turn it off? It's a good idea, but they probably don't load up the wagons if your phone autodials 911 in a shopping mall or some other always populated area without other 911 calls. You should also know that if the phone is still ringing and you hang up before they answer, they will still call you back and still send someone if you don't respond. Best thing to do if you notice you accidentally called 911 is to stay in the line and tell them everything is okay. I work in dispatch, and with the technology we have, we can narrow down your location and get a notification that a 911 call is incoming before our phone even starts to ring. So even if you think you hung up in time, you probably didn't, and we will still try to make contact. I accidentally butt dialed 911 earlier this year. Imagine my shock when I pulled my phone out of my pocket to see dialing 911 on the screen. I, like an idiot, hung up the phone immediately. Told my cousins what happened in the kitchen and they're like, oh shit. Dude, what if they come here? A few seconds later I got a call on my phone and I picked it up knowing it's probably them. Had to tell the operator I accidentally butt dialed them and it was a mistake, there's no emergency. They thanked me and hung up a haha. Lol, except I live in Austin where the 911 call waiting time is about 30 minutes on some weekends. I've accidentally called 911 before and have called them and ended up not needing them, and both times they were like okay neat and that was it. They aren't going to be annoyed or upset. They don't think you're an irresponsible idiot because they are too busy thinking sweet I don't have to do more work, that's it. And if you do call and no one speaks or phone hangs up when the police do come, they can and will enter without a warrant. At least in Canada they will. Tangential question: how come in the US they so often send fire trucks when someone calls 911? I was watching a documentary about opiate addicts in West Virginia, and when someone nodded, they sent cops, medics and fire trucks. What's the reasoning behind that? I love that my phone silences the ringtone when I am driving. And would I even recognize it was a dispatcher calling back? The caller ID would probably not say 911 on it. Why did they make a feature that will further tie up resources? Knowing people don't answer calls from unfamiliar numbers or answer calls while driving. And build this into phones but not alert phone owners ahead of time. Also, if your phone calls emergency services, even on accident, it will notify via text your emergency contacts, which is tons of fun to randomly receive about a parent. Cool. How do we turn it off? This happened to me 2 days ago. Yes. Always answer. Their questions are direct and simple anyway. Probably should NT have made it illegal to use the phone while driving if they want me to pick up a call mid-drive. Also similar, if you intentionally dial emergency services, give Vuage area with no further information and hang up. It tangles our crew and trucks up. I had a call where someone rang 000. Didn't give further information, and it wasn't till I was on the truck en route to the area that we got further information that the caller was just calling in a registered burn, so we wasted about 10-13 minutes all up of resources and personal time. We're all volunteers. This happened to me before. They were understanding when I said I didn't even know I'd called 911. Phone did it on its own. You've got one problem. After you call the cops, you've got 2 problems. Bro, they don't even send out resources for actual crime half the time. I don't think they're gonna try to geo-track my location and use up all their resources, haha. Cops and law enforcement aren't there to stop crime. They're there to protect property of the state. I don't give a single fuck if their time is wasted. It's likely if I fumbled that call in my pocket, I'm busy and not gonna notice the call either. Also doesn't help, my phone's on silent most of the time, so if they called back it's going to voicemail anyway. So it'd be fucked. But where I work has shitty cell service, so it's not likely it could happen. Unless you know you called 911, you won't know that they are calling you back, since most of the time it comes up as a blocked or private number. But dialed 911 once, didn't answer when they called cause I didn't know I but dialed and the number was blocked. The officer who showed up said it was normal for it to show as blocked or private. This happened to a guy at work today. They called back and had to stop up and talk with him. Something about pushing the power button 5 times. Not sure of this, but I believe this is what he said. I don't think I will. When a good idea fails miserably because it's of a poor design. What the hell? This sounds absolutely like the police's dispatcher's problem. I'm not sure I'd feel bad about not returning a call from some automated crash call service I didn't sign up for. Every cell user should turn off their SOS feature. It is crippling 911 agencies. 911 is 3 digits for a reason, and these safety features are causing long wait times for people who are experiencing emergencies. Your YSK is missing some vital detail, specifically why a cell phone would call 911 in the event of, I assume you mean, a car crash. Or have you just made this wild assumption that there are people getting into vehicular accidents, calling the police, and then fleeing the scene? Is that the case?